Okay, so I'm gonna talk a little bit about my experience backpacking through Panama. Okay, so in this one particular experience, I'm trying to recall it. Um, I was living in a hostel with some Germans, three Germans. Two of them were brothers, and the next one was one of their friends, right? So we woke up early one morning and we decided to go check out this local waterfall. Uh, they woke up a little bit earlier than me. I had to organize some stuff, wash some clothes, cook some breakfast, yada yada yada. Basically, I told them to go on ahead and I'll meet them eventually when I'm finished with all of my responsibilities. So, so I followed Google Maps. Google Maps. Sometimes those things could land you into complications, but hey, I think it's 95% accurate majority of the time. So yeah, I'm following my Google Maps. I hop in a cab. One thing about cab drivers being a foreigner that you have to be aware of, if anyone gets the impression that you are a foreigner, they are going to overcharge you. So that's why it's good to have a small conversation, make small talk with the passengers or someone you're sitting next to, find out what the wage is, what's the acceptable wage for this distance, and when the driver asks and when it's your time to hop off, you could have an educated idea about how much the trip costs, right? Keynote. So I walked up a hill, ended walking down this isolated dirt track. There were a lot of farmers, and I realized as I was walking through their fields, I told them good morning, pleasantries, greetings and whatnot. They were watching me kind of weirdly, and I didn't know why they were watching me weirdly. I mean, nothing's out of place there. Just a guy with his backpack and his phone, and he's making video content, walking off into the forest. Nothing wrong with that. There's a lot wrong with that. But yeah, anyway, they were watching me with this bewildered, puzzled expression on their face. I'm taking no mind. I know I can handle myself to an extent. So I'm walking along this dirt track, right? We're walking, and then the track led to a forest. So I went in the forest, and here was where things got a bit crazy, because at some point the tracks diverged into three tracks, one going up, one going direct, and the next one going down. So I took the first track. I'm holding my video camera, I'm recording wherever I'm running, I'm jumping from rock to rock, and antics, just bare antics, man. And when I reached the first destination at the end of the first track, I realized that I was on top of a waterfall, and it was crazy. But when I looked down, I actually went to the edge of the waterfall. They had a nice little place where you could stand. So I climbed up, I looked down, I tried my best not to fall. I personally just get heebie-jeebies when I'm on like a certain height. So I'm looking down and I'm noticed the Germans and my friends, and they're all down there with a group of people. So I'm shouting at them like, yo, I'm over here. And they're like, hey, we see you. So I'm like, bet. They say, you gotta take the next track. So I say, all right, the next track. They say, yeah, the next track that goes down. So I hightailed it out of there. I took the next track. I wanted to take the middle track, but at this point, I wanted to meet my friends. I want to meet up with everyone. I'm tired just wandering around through the forest with no idea where I'm going. So I took the track that's heading down the hill. So I'm going down, passing through some rocks, some curves. I have some really nice pictures. I would really love to share them. And when I reached to the bottom of the waterfall and I met up with everyone, I'm seeing this tour guide with his machete, his tree line, right? And they're all looking at me like, yo, you're really brave. Wow. He's brave. So I'm like, what are you guys talking about? They're like, yo, my guy, there's jaguars here. What do you mean there's jaguars? There's jaguars. The farmers literally got terrorized by a jaguar passing through their crops this week. So was that the reason why they're watching me like strangely? Like, yes, you're very brave to come here unprotected without any form of protection. You just have Google Maps. Yeah, so that was one. I could have gotten taken by a jaguar in Panama. Thank God that didn't happen. But I remember it like it was just yesterday. I remember like just running through the tracks, being really hyped up and, making my little vlog style videos. How crazy would it have been?